Every day, your words are the architects of your world. What you speak, you summon. What you declare with conviction becomes the law of your life. If you desire wealth, speak wealth. If you long for abundance, let abundance be the melody of your lips. The invisible forces that shape your destiny are moved into action by the sound of your voice. Words are not idle, they are seeds. Each sentence you utter is planted in the fertile soil of the universe, and it must return to you multiplied. Your words create your reality. Every phrase you speak carries an unseen power, a creative energy that shapes the circumstances of your life. Life listens to the language you use and responds in kind, without bias or hesitation. This is why the rich in spirit speak of wealth, health, and joy, while the poor in thought constantly speak of lack, sickness, and trouble. The universe, like a faithful servant, obeys the master's voice. When you declare, "I am prosperous, I am provided for, I am overflowing with abundance," you are not merely speaking pleasant sentences, you are issuing commands to the invisible forces that govern supply. These words go forth into the ether, gather the substance of your desires, and return in tangible form. Every fortune ever made, every opportunity ever grasped, began first as a spoken word, for the word plants the seed, and the mind waters it with belief. If you wish to change your life, begin by changing your conversation. Pay attention to what slips from your lips in idle moments, for careless words can undo the work of your most earnest prayers. A person may spend a morning visualizing riches and an afternoon talking about how money never stays, or things are getting worse. Such contradictions confuse the spiritual law and delay the harvest. But the one who guards their tongue as a treasure chest, only allowing riches and blessings to flow from it, will find their life filled with the very things they speak of. Your present situation is a perfect reflection of the declarations you have made, both consciously and unconsciously. In the past, if you speak struggle, you live struggle. If you speak abundance, you live abundance. This is not superstition. It is a spiritual law as unchanging as gravity. The word create means to bring something into being, and every time you speak with conviction, you create. The difference is whether you are creating joy or misery, wealth or poverty, peace or chaos. Do not be deceived by appearances. If your current surroundings do not yet reflect your affirmations, keep speaking them. Words have a gestation period, just as seeds do. A farmer does not plant in the morning and expect a harvest by nightfall. He knows that growth happens in the unseen before it shows in the seen. Speak your wealth words daily with unwavering faith, for the more you declare them, the deeper they root themselves in your subconscious mind, which in turn directs your actions and draws matching opportunities into your path. When you realize the full weight of your words, you begin to use them with reverence. No sentence is wasted. Each one is a step toward the life you are building. You stop speaking idly and start speaking deliberately. You hold your tongue from complaint and let it flow with blessings. In time, the world around you will rearrange itself to mirror speaking lack brings lack. Every time you speak words of limitation, you are giving permission for more of that limitation to appear in your life. Many people believe they are simply describing their current situation when they say, "I can't afford it," or "money never lasts," or "everything is getting more expensive." Yet in truth, they are issuing orders to the universe to keep delivering those same conditions. Words are not harmless chatter. They are the molds into which life pours your experience. When you speak of scarcity, you are choosing the mold of scarcity, and life has no choice but to fill it exactly as you have described. This law works with perfect fairness. It does not matter whether you speak your words in jest, frustration, or resignation. The creative energy behind them is always at work. The universe is a mirror. It reflects back what you project. If you constantly project worry about money, money will give you more reasons to worry. If you repeatedly speak of bills piling up, bills will continue to pile up. This is why so many people feel trapped. They have unknowingly bound themselves with their own speech. To break free, you must first become aware of the language you use. Listen closely to yourself during conversations about money. Do you use phrases that affirm wealth, or do you fall into patterns of complaining, doubting, or expecting the worst? Self-awareness is the first step toward change. Once you catch yourself speaking lack, stop in that moment and replace the statement with a declaration of abundance. For example, instead of saying, "I can't afford this," say, "The money for this comes to me easily and quickly." Instead of "money never stays with me," affirm, "I am a wise steward of my wealth and it grows daily." It is important to understand that you cannot mix the language of lack with the language of abundance and expect abundant results. This is like planting flowers and weeds in the same soil. Both will grow, but the weeds will choke the flowers. The same happens with your words. One negative statement can weaken the power of many positive ones. This is why discipline of the tongue is a vital part of manifesting wealth. Do not wait for your financial situation to improve before you begin speaking abundance. The improvement comes because you have already spoken it into being. Words are the builders of your future, and your future does not wait for your present to change. It waits for your decision to change it. When you decide to remove all speech of limitation from your life, you begin to dismantle the structures of lack that have been standing in your way. Remember, the universe is always listening. It hears your every word and takes it as a command. Speak lack and lack obeys. Speak wealth and wealth obeys. By choosing your words wisely, you choose your destiny, and your destiny will be as rich as the language you give it. Affirm wealth daily. Just as you nourish your body with food, you must nourish your mind and spirit with words of abundance. Wealth affirmations are not idle repetitions. They are declarations of truth that align you with the inexhaustible supply of the universe. Each time you speak an affirmation of prosperity, you are programming your subconscious mind to expect good, to attract it, and to recognize it when it appears. The subconscious accepts whatever it is told with conviction, whether positive or negative, so it is your sacred duty to feed it only with the language of success, plenty, and joy. When you affirm wealth daily, you are training your thoughts to dwell on abundance instead of lack. Your outer world is shaped by the inner conversation you hold with yourself, and affirmations are the deliberate shaping of that conversation. The more you repeat them, the more they become natural to your thinking, and the easier it is to speak them with genuine belief. At first, you may feel resistance if your current circumstances contradict your words, but persistence dissolves this resistance. In time, your mind accepts these new truths, and your life begins to reflect them. Choose affirmations that stir your heart and make you feel the joy of already having what you desire. For example, money comes to me in avalanches of abundance. I am a magnet for prosperity. All my needs are met instantly and effortlessly. I live in a universe of endless supply. Speak these with confidence in the morning to set the tone of your day, and in the evening to seal your consciousness with prosperity before you sleep. When spoken with faith, they become living forces working on your behalf day and night. It is not enough to say affirmations occasionally, only when you feel like it. Just as a plant needs consistent watering, your prosperity consciousness requires daily nourishment. The act of affirming wealth repeatedly keeps your attention fixed on abundance, which is the surest way to attract it. Whatever you give your attention to grows, and daily affirmations ensure you are giving your attention to the right thing. Affirmations work best when spoken aloud, because the spoken word carries a vibrational power that silent thoughts do not. The sound of your own voice declaring prosperity sends a signal to your subconscious that you mean what you say. Combine your words with feeling. Imagine the relief, joy, and freedom that wealth brings, and let those emotions color your affirmations. This emotion acts as the fertile soil in which the seeds of your words can flourish. By affirming wealth daily, You keep yourself in harmony with the flow of abundance. You tune your mind to the frequency of prosperity, and in doing so, you naturally draw it to you. Opportunities begin to appear, resources flow, and your circumstances rearrange themselves to match the new language you have claimed as your own. You said, I penned 4 key points without any subheading and 500 words, ChatGPT said. Emotion fuels manifestation. Words alone, spoken without feeling, are like seeds scattered on barren ground. They hold the potential for life but lack the nourishment to grow. It is the emotion behind your words that gives them power, for feeling is the magnetic force that draws your desire into form. When you affirm wealth, you must not speak mechanically, as if reciting a list. You must infuse each word with the joy, relief, and gratitude of already possessing the riches you seek. This emotional energy sends a strong signal to the universe, declaring, I am ready, I am aligned, and I am receiving. Many people wonder why their affirmations seem ineffective. The answer often lies in the absence of emotion. They repeat words but continue to feel worry, fear, or doubt, and it is these feelings, more than the words, that shape their reality. The subconscious mind responds to emotion with great speed and precision, for emotion is the language it understands best. If you affirm, I am wealthy, but your inner feeling is, I am struggling, your subconscious will act on the stronger vibration, the feeling of struggle. To change your life, you must change both your words and your feelings to match the reality you wish to create. One way to activate the right emotion is to use your imagination. Close your eyes and see yourself living in the abundance you desire. Feel the texture of fine clothing. Breathe in the scent of a beautiful home. Hear the laughter of joyful gatherings. Let your senses participate fully in this vision and allow the happiness, security, and pride of this life to rise within you. Then, while your heart is full and your mind is vivid with this scene, speak your affirmations. In this state, your words become charged with a power that reaches far beyond the conscious mind. Gratitude is another emotion that supercharges manifestation. When you give thanks for what you desire as though it is already yours, you send a signal of completion to the universe. You are not asking, you are acknowledging that the supply has been delivered in the spiritual realm and is on its way to you in the material. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to possession, which accelerates the appearance of your good. It is also essential to maintain emotional consistency. A single moment of inspired affirmation can be weakened by hours of worry or resentment. Make it your daily aim to return to the feeling of abundance, even when faced with challenges. This does not mean you ignore reality. It means you choose the higher reality you wish to manifest. When your words and emotions unite, they form a creative force that nothing can resist. The universe responds not just to what you say, but to the vibration you emit when you say it. Speak your wealth words with joy, faith, and gratitude, and they will carry the full authority of your belief, drawing prosperity to you in perfect and often unexpected ways. Do not question the how. The moment you begin to wonder how your wealth will come, you step out of faith and into doubt. Faith does not concern itself with the mechanics of manifestation. It concerns itself only with the certainty that what is spoken will come to pass. When you plant a seed, you do not dig it up each day to see if it is growing. You trust the invisible process. Likewise, when you speak your words of abundance, you must release them into the care of divine law and allow them to unfold in perfect ways. The how is the work of the infinite intelligence that governs all creation, and it is far wiser than our limited reasoning. Many people sabotage their own manifestations by attempting to control every detail. They imagine wealth coming in only one possible way: a promotion, a certain client, a particular sale, and when that path does not open, they feel discouraged. Yet the universe may have 100 better ways to deliver your good, if only you would let go of your insistence on directing the route. By focusing on the how, you shut the door on countless opportunities that might have brought you the same or even greater results. Your role is not to design the plan, but to hold the vision. Keep your mind fixed on the end result, the feeling of abundance, the joy of being supplied, the freedom of financial ease. This focus sends a clear message to the unseen forces at work, and they will arrange the circumstances to match your desire in the most efficient and harmonious way. Sometimes the route will be swift and obvious, other times it will be subtle and unexpected. Trust that whichever path appears is the right one for you. Releasing the how requires a willingness to live in the unknown with confidence. It is a spiritual surrender, not of your desire, but of your need to control it. This surrender allows the law of supply to operate without interference from fear, impatience, or limitation. You may receive your good through a surprising introduction, an unexpected windfall, or a chain of events so perfectly timed that no human could have orchestrated it. When you resist the urge to question how, you also protect your mind from the temptation of disbelief. Doubt often disguises itself as practicality, whispering, "Be realistic," or "This is impossible." But faith is not concerned with the limits of the visible world. It draws from the invisible, where all things are possible. Continue to speak your wealth words with conviction, knowing that the method of their fulfillment is none of your concern. The creative process is already in motion, and your only task is to maintain the vibration of receiving. By trusting the divine intelligence to handle the details, you remain in a state of expectancy and openness, ready to welcome your abundance in whatever form it chooses to arrive. Guard your tongue. Every word you speak carries the power to build or to destroy, to attract abundance or to repel it. Many people underestimate the influence of casual speech, thinking that what they say in passing has little effect. Yet the universe does not judge or excuse. It responds exactly to the vibration of your words. Complaints about money, expressions of worry, or casual statements of limitation are commands to lack, and the law of life faithfully fulfills them. By guarding your tongue, you take control of the creative energy you release, directing it toward prosperity instead of poverty. To guard your tongue means more than merely avoiding negative statements. It means actively replacing every thought or word of limitation with affirmations of abundance. For instance, when faced with a bill or unexpected expense, do not murmur, "I can't pay this," or "This is too much for me." Instead, declare, "I am provided for. Every need is met in perfect order. Money flows to me easily and abundantly." Such a shift in language changes not only the words you speak, but also the vibration of your mind, aligning you with the energy of wealth. Careless words have a cumulative effect. One negative statement may seem insignificant, yet repeated words of lack form a pattern that the universe interprets as a directive. Conversely, consistent use of abundance language strengthens the flow of prosperity, making it easier for opportunities to appear and resources to multiply. Your daily speech becomes the blueprint for your life, constructing either a palace of abundance or a house of limitation, depending on the tone and content of your words. Guarding your tongue also requires awareness of your inner conversation. What you say aloud is often mirrored by what you think silently. Negative inner dialogue, even unspoken, sends a vibration of limitation that can undermine your affirmations. Therefore, observe your thoughts and consciously redirect them toward wealth, success, and plenty. Let your inner voice echo the declarations you make outwardly, creating harmony between thought and speech. Another aspect of guarding your tongue is practicing gratitude in all circumstances. Even when faced with challenges, find words that acknowledge blessings rather than deficits. For example, if a payment seems delayed, say, "I am grateful for the flow of abundance in my life. Everything I need comes to me at the perfect time." Gratitude amplifies the power of your words, transforming ordinary speech into a magnet for prosperity. Finally, remember that the tongue is a wand of creation. Used wisely, it commands the forces of the universe to bring forth your desires. Used carelessly, it reinforces limitation and lack. By carefully choosing every word, by speaking with intention, faith, and gratitude, you align yourself with the natural flow of abundance. The more diligently you guard your tongue, the more effortlessly money, opportunities, and all good things will flow into your life, fulfilling the promises embedded in the words you have learned to speak.